I'm Neil with Gardens of Babylon, and I'm here to give you some great tips for growing tomatoes. Let's talk about what tomatoes need to grow. Tomatoes have a reputation for being finicky, but backyard gardeners have success growing them in the ground or in raised beds, and many varieties grow well in containers, on a deck or patio. Tomatoes need plenty of sunlight. At least 6 hours of sunlight is best. In the ground or in raised beds, work the soil to a fine texture at least 6 inches deep. Add 1 to 2 inches of compost around the drip line after planting. A fertilizer especially made for vegetables, such as Espoma Organic Garden Tone, will provide necessary nutrients for your plant to thrive. I personally also mix in 3 ounces of Epsom salts each tomato. Tomato plants are either determinate or indeterminate. Determinate varieties tend to stay more compact and set fruit that ripens over a few weeks. Bradley, Roma, and other paste varieties are examples of determinate tomatoes. Most of the slicing varieties, like Better Boy, Cherokee Purple, Mortgage Lifter, and many smaller varieties like Chocolate Cherry are indeterminate, which grow taller, are juicier, and produce fruit throughout the entire summer. Cherry tomatoes like Sun Sugar, Super Sweet 100, and Husky Red can be either determinate or indeterminate and can stay compact or get very tall. The type you choose depends on how you plan to enjoy them. For making sauce or canning, select a determinate variety, and for tomatoes that you can enjoy all season long, choose an indeterminate slicing or cherry tomato. After the danger of frost is past, plant tomato transplants deep enough to completely cover the root ball. Transplants should be planted up to the top set of their leaves, covering most of the stem, which allows the plant to develop roots along the buried stem. Leave enough space between plants, 24 to 36 inches, for them to grow and spread. Indeterminate varieties will need to be staked or supported in cages to keep the plants and their fruit off the ground. It's best to install those at the time of planting to avoid damaging the shoots and roots. Water the transplants at the time of planting and plan to provide at least half an inch of water to the root zone twice a week if there's not much rain. Mulch the tomatoes with either straw or leaves to retain moisture and suppress weeds. One of the biggest mistakes I see is growing a tomato in too small of a container. The smallest container a tomato will thrive in is about the size of a 5-gallon bucket. The larger the container, the better. One of the most common problems with ripening tomatoes is a disease called blossom end rot, which causes a dark, leathery patch to spread on the bottom of the fruit. This is caused by an inadequate level of calcium in the fruit and can be corrected using a balanced all-purpose fertilizer like Tomato Tone. Proper pH and uniform soil moisture help the plants uptake nutrients more effectively. Harvest the fruit when it turns from green to red and enjoy the rich summer flavor of your homegrown tomatoes all summer long. We have a wide selection of tomatoes, cages, fertilizers, and compost in store. Stop by and get started on your tomatoes today.